Welcome to Marilakshman Reddy Institute of Technology and Management. I will be discussing antennas and wave propagation. So today we'll be seeing duct propagation. Okay, you can see the questions, previous questions, how it is asked. So generally it is asked as write a short note on super refraction or duct propagation. Okay. And one more question in the 3 marks also you can see, explain the concept of super refraction. So same question is asking for 2 times in SAQs as well as in LAQs also. You can see somewhere here, explain how ducts can be used for microwave propagation and explain the phenomenon of ducting. What are the conditions required for manifestation of this phenomenon? And the multi-hop propagation we have discussed already. Okay, skip distance, skip zone. We remember, right, last class. So there are several questions which are repeating. So we'll discuss these red questions today, red mark questions. Troposphere, describe the troposphere and explain how ducts can be used for micropropagation, which is already repeated, 6 marks question. And a short note on multi-hop propagation. We have already discussed this, and we can see a little more on multi-hop propagation today. Okay. So let's start duct propagation. Duct propagation is also called as super propagation. So what is duct first? So duct is area which is in between a warm air above the earth's surface and warm air above ionosphere. Okay. So in between these warm surfaces, duct will be formed. In this duct formed area, the temperature will be directly proportional to the height. Actually, as we go on increasing the height from the earth's surface, what happens to the temperature? It reduces. But in this area, which is let us say above stratosphere and below ionosphere, okay, above stratosphere, above troposphere and below ionosphere, which is nothing but stratosphere, there duct will be formed, where the cool air will be present in that area. Okay, as temperature increases, sorry, as height increases, temperature will be decreased. Okay, generally. But after certain layer, the temperature will be increased again. Okay, so that is called temperature inversion. Actually, the height, as height increases from above the earth, the temperature should be decreased. But if it is increasing, that is called temperature inversion. Okay. So we can see this duct propagation in a small diagram. Okay. It is also called as super refraction. We can see here. So let us say the antenna, there are 2 conditions to be maintained to transmit the electromagnetic waves for multi-hop propagation or single hop propagation. Okay, the antenna should be placed above the warm layer which is above the surface of the earth. Okay, and the receiver and receiving antenna also should be placed above the surface, warm air surface above the earth. So if the air is warm, the density is low. Okay, if the air is cold air, the density will be more. If it is, because it forms more fog there. Okay, fog is more means the density also will be more. Again, after some layer, the density is low again, which means warm air is there. Okay, so when you transmit a signal from transmitting antenna here, okay, I'll take a highlighter. Okay, see here, you can see when you take a normal signal, this black line, if it is having a frequency, very low frequency, let us say, it goes like this, and this this area is cooler than this area, since the density is changing from high to low suddenly, so the wave will get reflected back. So that's why this wave is getting reflected, and where the reflection is falling, if we place an antenna there, it can receive the entire signal like this. Okay. Else, if the frequency is high, let us say, now this yellow line you see, if frequency is high, then immediately after hitting this surface where warm air is there, density is high to density is low. The density of the electromagnetic wave is entering into from higher density denser area to lower denser area. Therefore, it is reflecting back. But we are not placing any receiver here. What happens then to the electromagnetic wave from here to here? This is anyway density high region. Immediately after it hits the density low region, it will reflect back again. Okay. So this happens again at the top end here again. So when density is high to low, it is moving, it reflects the signal back. And if you place the receiver here, at least it will receive the signal now. If receiver is not there here also, what happens? This yellow signal, yellow line will come down, hits here at the warmer air surface and reflects back again. And if you place the antenna in the next hop, it will receive the signal at the next hop, which means multi-hop propagation. Here we are able to produce after 2 hops, right? So if it is antenna not placed here also, the hop will generate again, which means 3 hops. Okay. What is line of sight propagation? We discussed last time, right? So if the 2 antennas, transmitter and receiver, are placed in such a way that directly transmitting antenna can be transmitting the electromagnetic wave to the receiving antenna. So it should be in the line of sight of our naked eye or something like that. Okay. So this is what duct propagation. How duct propagation is formed. It is also called as super refraction. Okay. Then before we quickly discuss about duct propagation more, we should discuss about M curves. You will be getting M curves question also many times. Okay, as I told you, this layer, the first layer from down, if you take, this is standard layer or warmer air, or we can say density is low. Okay, and this layer is inversion layer, or also called as duct layer. Okay, where the density is high, cooler air, and here once again warmer air, density is low. Okay, the slope of the electromagnetic wave, let us say M curve. M is nothing but refractive index, modified refractive index. Okay, I'll show you that also. Modified refractive index. What is modified refractive index? Okay, so if you take modified refractive index versus height of the earth, height of the propagation above the earth. Okay, if you take, that is called M curves. Then till standard layer or warmer air surface, the slope of the wave will be positive. Immediately it goes to negative in duct propagated area. In the same way, once again, it will be going to positive slope like this. Okay, this is what happens with M curves. So there is a small question of M curves coming in several times. Okay, so if M curves is asked, you have to draw this diagram and explain with the same concept of duct propagation. Is it clear? Next. So generally, tropospheric layer is till 15 kilometers. Duct propagation takes place above troposphere, a little above troposphere, which is 50 meters above the troposphere. So this is also called as stratosphere. Okay. So this is what I said, the temperature inversion definition. So if the temperature is decreasing as the height increases, it is called as normal temperature ratio. but if height increases, temperature also increases. That is called temperature inversion. They may ask you for 2 marks question. Remember that. So this is because there will be several layers present in the air. So these multiple layers, so we'll have different water vapor contents. So that makes the temperature different. That's why this duct also will be forming in between 2 layers. Okay, that is what all these about. I'll share this PPT also. You can go through again. So see here once again, you can easily understand. This is what line of sight propagation. From here to here, the antenna can see the signal. Okay, it can send directly with the ground wave propagation or surface wave propagation. Beyond this, if you want to transmit the signal, it is not possible by ground wave or surface wave propagation. We have to go for hop propagation, which is a sky wave propagation, and also we can use single hop or multi hop propagation, which I have explained before. So we have to maintain 2 conditions. As I said, transmitting antenna must be extended up to the region of duct in the atmosphere. So it should be, the antenna should be in the duct itself, duct region itself. Angle of incidence of radio waves should be less than the value of critical angle. So critical angle we have discussed the last class, right? So if it is more than critical angle, it skips into the surface. It skips the ionization layer and goes above the ionization layer. You remember, right? Next. So this is very important. Let us see the relation between MUF and skip distance. Okay. So how to calculate MUF? So before calculating MUF, we have to discuss about the refractive index a little, and we have already seen the relation between maximum usable frequency and critical frequency, which is this formula FMUF equal to FC into secant I. Okay, then next, see here, calculation of MUF. Refractive index is nothing but sin I by sin R, which is square root of 1 minus 81 nm by FMUF square. What is nm? We have already seen, right? Electron density in meter cube. This is m represents maximum electron density per meter cube by maximum usable frequency square. Okay, for a sky wave to return to Earth, angle of refraction should be 90 degrees, which means R should be 90 degrees. At that point, n will be equal to nm. That's why we replaced n equal to nm, and f becomes f max. So mu can be replaced with, sorry, it is not max, it is MUF. Okay, f MUF, maximum usable frequency. Then if you substitute R equal to 90 degrees, sin 90 is nothing but 1. So mu equal to sin I, which is equal to square root of 1 minus 81 nm by FMUF square. What is 81 nm? We have already discussed. It is nothing but FC square. We have discussed FC equal to 9 root nm. You remember last class? So FC square becomes 81 nm. So in place of 81 nm, we can replace FC square. So sin I becomes root 1 minus FC square by F MUF square, which means squaring on both sides, sin square I equals to 1 minus FC square by F MUF square. So if you take FC by F MUF whole square to the left and sin square I to the right, it becomes FC square by F MUF square equals to 1 minus sin square I. What is 1 minus sin square I? It is nothing but cos square I. So you can write it as FC equal to F MUF into cos I. Squares will be cancelled out. in all LHS part and RHS part. Therefore, FMUF equals to, if you send this cos I to the other side, it becomes secant I. So FMUF equal to FC into secant I. This is what we have seen already. So this is the derivation of relation between critical frequency and maximum usable frequency. Okay. So this implies maximum usable frequency for a layer is greater than a critical frequency by a factor secant I. Okay. So now we'll see what is the relation between maximum usable frequency and skip distance. If the earth, there are two cases to calculate this. First case, if earth is flat. So generally it is not flat, but we'll treat it as flat. Okay, first case. So if the earth is flat, for shorter distance of communication, say up to only 500 kilometers, earth can be assumed as flat. Beyond 500 kilometers, earth cannot be treated as flat surface. Okay, so treat this signal, treat this as earth. Okay, this layer AOC. Okay, and this is the transmitting antenna. Here we are transmitting the signal, and here we are receiving the signal. Okay, the transmitting signal transmitted at the transmitter and hitting the ionosphere and reflecting back. So the angle with which it is hitting is angle of incidence, and with which it is reflecting is angle of reflection. So if you treat this as a perpendicular 90 degrees, okay, so AOB will become a right angle triangle. Okay, this is the distance on the earth. Okay, this becomes d by 2 and this becomes d by 2. Okay, this cos I from here, taking this angle cos I is nothing but adjacent by hypotenuse. What is adjacent here? OB by hypotenuse is this. So this height is h, height of the signal which is reflecting back from the earth surface to the reflection happening on the ionosphere, that is h, height. So OB by AD cos I equal to, OB is nothing but h and AB is nothing but hypotenuse, which is square root of h square plus d square by 4 by using Pythagoras theorem. So take 4 as LCM, 4h square plus d square. So if 4 comes out from the root, it becomes 2. So 2h by square root of 4h square plus d square, where h is height of the layer and d is propagation distance, AC, total AC. Okay, then so we know that mu is sin I, which is equal to square root of 1 minus 81 nm by MEF square. We have seen previously. So cos square I is nothing but FC square by FMEF square. So what is cos square I from here? From here, cos square I becomes 4h square by root will be cancelled, 4h square plus d square. So this can be equated to FC square by FMUF square from the previous slide. Okay, so FMUF square by FC square, the reciprocal of this. Okay, if you take reciprocal, 4h square by plus d square by 4h square and FMUF by FC. So square rooting on both sides, send that square to the other side, it becomes square root. Take 4h square, okay, out. So it becomes 1 plus d square by 4h square. Okay, that equals to square root of 1 plus d by 2h whole square. Okay, then FMUF equals to, if you send FC to the other side, it becomes FC into square root of 1 plus d by 2h whole square. Okay, if the earth is, this is what the relation between FMUF and skip distance d. Okay, this is pretty simple. Whereas if the earth is not flat, if it is curved, so we'll have little more. Okay, so next case is if the earth is not flat. Okay, as we discussed, if the curvature of earth is taken into account, reflecting is considered as concentric with earth. Okay, so concentric means, what is concentric? So it should be exact replica of something, any reflection or any transmitted signal or something we see in our daily life. Okay, so here, as we have seen, see the diagram, very easy to understand, but difficult to remember, so you practice at least once. So here, if you take earth as curved surface like this, okay, so angle of incidence is this, angle of reflection is this. So exact replica will be formed below into the earth. Okay, so this OE, this is OE is the radius of the earth, which is taken as capital R. Okay, so since it is not right angle triangle, it is not easy to find the distance, relation between distance and MUF, maximum usable frequency. So what we'll do is, we'll take angle is nothing but arc by radius, and angle of the earth from here, from a point O, okay, where the reflection is forming back, we'll take it as 2 theta. Okay, when we divide into half, it becomes theta and theta. Okay, so this whole angle is 2 theta. So 2 theta, and this distance from A to C, this distance is D, capital D, this distance. Okay, and this small part is taken as D by 2. This is D by 2, and this is also D by 2. Okay, so now this becomes a right angle triangle, right? Now it is little bit easy to find out the relation. Okay, next, so D can be taken as skip distance equals to 2 into r into theta. Okay, what is AT from the diagram? OTA. OTA is a right angle triangle. AT divided by r is nothing but with respect to theta. So sine theta is opposite by hypotenuse. KT by OA. Okay, OA is nothing but r. AT by r. So AT can be written as AT equal to r into sine theta. And similarly, OT equals to this OT. This OT equal to r into cos theta. Okay, with this OT is r into cos theta, adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent is OT and hypotenuse is r. Okay, and what is BT? You can see B here, B till T. So what is BT? You can write it as OE plus EB minus OT. Okay, OE from here to here plus EB from here to here, total distance from here to here. If you subtract OT, this one from here to here, if you subtract, we'll be getting BT, right? Okay, what is OE? OE is nothing but radius of earth, R, plus EB is nothing but height of the signal which is reflected from the ionosphere surface, minus OT. OT is from here we have r cos theta. So or we can rewrite it as h plus r minus r cos theta. So what happens to AB now? AB is this one. AB can be written as root AT square plus BT square by Pythagoras theorem. So what is AT? We got from here r sin theta whole square plus BT is this one, h plus r minus r cos theta whole square. Cos I, this angle of incidence. Cos I is adjacent by hypotenuse. What is adjacent? BT. BT by AB. BT we have here, this one, okay, and AB is this one. So h plus r minus r cos theta by root r sin square theta plus h plus r minus r cos theta whole square. So here squaring on both sides we get cos square I equal to, this is nothing but cos square I is nothing but fc by f muf whole square, right? In the previous section we have seen, in the previous slide, this one, cos square I equal to fc square by f muf square. So this we can use here also. So cos square I is this one, and the same rewritten here after squaring on both sides. This root will be cancelled. Okay, now you can see the curvature of earth is limiting both MUF and skip distance. Limit can be obtained when transmitter is grazing with an angle OAB equal to 90 degrees, which means this angle OAB, this angle should be 90 degrees, like this. Okay, if it is 90 degrees, we can take D as, when D is maximum, skip distance is said to be maximum, the theta is also maximum. Okay, so where cos theta is OA by AB, you have to remember the diagram, OA by AB. So what is OA? OA is this one, OA by AB. Okay, the whole angle, if we consider R by R plus H. OA is R, OB is this one, OB, the whole. OB is from O to E it is R, from E to B it is H. This is H. Okay, this is R and this is H. If we take this as 90 degrees, so this happens to be hypotenuse, right? This is hypotenuse, and this is one side and this is another side. So if we take cos theta from here, cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse. What is adjacent here? OA. OA is adjacent and hypotenuse is OB. Okay, OB is R plus H, OA is R. Okay, any questions here? Once again, MUF means maximum usable frequency. So OA by OB is R by R plus H. So however, actual value of theta will be very small. So if it is very small, what you can write this as is, so when you take R common in the denominator, it becomes R by R into 1 plus H by R, RR cancels. So this can be written as 1 plus H by R whole inverse. If theta is very small, we can write cos theta as only two terms, 1 minus H by R. Though there will be a lot of terms, plus H by R whole square minus H by R whole cube and so on. If you expand this, 1 plus theta whole inverse. Okay, so since H by R is far less than 1, why it is far less than 1? Because radius of earth is very high when you compare to the height of the transmitted signal. Okay, therefore you can replace this with 1 minus theta square by 2 factorial. Cos theta can be replaced with 1 minus theta square by 2 factorial, since theta is small, and this becomes 1 minus H by R, only two terms as I said. So 1 will be cancelled, minus will be cancelled. Theta square equal to 2, if 2 factorial is nothing but 2 into 1, which is 2. 2 if it goes to the RHS, it becomes 2H by R. Okay, so and we know D is nothing but 2R theta from the previous slide. Okay, so D square becomes 4R square theta square. So here you can see D is 2R theta. Okay, so D square 4R square theta square. Replace theta square with 2H by R. 4r square into 2h by r, 1r will be cancelled, it becomes 8hr. So h is nothing but d square by 8r. Okay, h is d square by 8r. Then cos theta can be replaced with, written as 1 minus, in place of h here, in place of h, if you write d square by 8r, okay, that is cos theta, and sin theta is approximately equal to theta when theta is very less. Okay, we all know this, right? So sin theta is approximately equal to theta, and it is nothing but d by 2r from sin theta formula, sin theta relation, which we have seen previously. So here at is r sin theta, okay, where at is nothing but d by 2, and r, if it comes to the other side, d by 2r. Sin theta is d by 2r, and it can be replaced here in fc by fmef square formula. If you replace, what happens? Okay, see this. What is fc by fmef whole square formula? Here, h plus r minus r cos theta whole square. Cos theta will replace with the formula which we got now, and sin theta also. In place of cos theta and sin theta, and here also cos theta, I'll replace with those values. Okay, see here, cos theta is replaced with 1 minus d square by 8r square, and here also, here this is sin theta replacement, and this is cos theta replacement. If you do the calculations, r will be cancelled. Okay, you'll be getting h plus d square by 8r whole square. When r goes inside, here it becomes plus r, sorry, minus r and plus r will be cancelled. Minus into minus plus, it becomes plus. 1r will be cancelled, so you'll be left out with 8r. Similarly, in the denominator, d square by 4, because r square will be cancelled. Okay, and you will be left out with the same numerator value like this. So fc by fmef whole square is nothing but this one. If you take square, if you send to the other side, it becomes root d square by 4 plus h plus d square by 8r whole square by square root of h plus d square by 8r whole square. Okay, so fmef max, if you send fc to the other side, it becomes this. This is the relation between fmef and skip distance if the earth is not flat, if it is curved. Okay, and also we know 8 d square is nothing but 8hr. D is root 8hr, and d now is nothing but skip distance. Okay, where we got this d square equal to 8hr from? Okay, previously we have right here d square equal to 8hr from equation 1.